So I recently took my dad for blood work at a very well-known clinic here in the US. I started talking to the technician about the work environment. I sensed that she valued helping other people and being part of an overall larger community at work. So I started focusing on her feeling about being part of that team. She started sharing that she doesn't feel that the employee voice is being heard by management. How in the past they used to come together as huddles quarterly or more frequent basis, and that's where her voice as employees were being heard by management, in addition to other updates that management would give to those employees. Then I decided to ask her how engaged she was at her work, 1 through 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. Her answer actually startled me. She had said 8. I told her typically in my experience, when somebody's voice is not being heard by their management, that their level of engagement would likely be 5 or below. So I continued to ask her, why is her level of engagement that high? She proceeded to tell me that she's the type of person who wants to keep herself very self-motivated, and she will always do things to stay at the level of 8 or above. Then I asked what would it take her leaders to get her up from an 8 to, let's say, a 9 or a 10. Her answer was simple: bring back the quarterly meetings and make sure that our voice as employees is being heard. Maybe do more frequent type of meetings or huddles on a daily or a weekly basis. See, that employee is a rarity. You're not gonna find many employees that are engaged at the 8 level, especially when their voice is not being heard by management, or at least that's what they feel. So the question is, what would management do if they find out the facts about this conversation? Would they say 8 is already really good, I don't need to go to a higher number? Again, we believe as management in the law of diminishing returns. It's going to cost too much to go up, and it won't be much of a benefit to an 8 from a 9 to a 10. According to a Glassdoor study, when employees' ratings or satisfaction or engagement goes up on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, just 1 star, that equates to an average of a 7.9% increase in the value of the company. If you translate that into financial figures, that will be a significant increase in their profit. Sometimes it doesn't take much to increase employee engagement. The question is the organization and are the leaders one that I would call a culture-driven organization? Are they waking up in the morning and then doing everything in between during the day, thinking about the culture of their organization? If they do, that will unlock the fullest potential of that organization. Until next time we meet, keep cultivating your culture. Cheers.